So throughout the years, there have been many Assassin's Creed games and a lot of protagonists. Now, I have seen people making that who is the strongest assassin of them all or who is the most skilled one. Okay, powers and skills are good, but they all forgot the most basic need of an assassin, which is of course speed. Have you guys ever wondered that who is the fastest assassin? Like, if I only talk about speed, who is the fastest one? This is a difficult question to answer, but I'll do my best with it. And we need to consider several categories of movement, since speed doesn't apply to merely running but can also be free running, parkour as well. So I have divided speed in 3 categories. The first one is long distance and open plains sprint. The second category is the natural terrain, and the third one of course is the urban terrain. So yeah, this video is going to be a really exciting one, but I want you guys to drop your answers below right now and see if you guessed the assassins correctly or not. And yeah, now let's start. So first, if we look at the long distance open plains sprint, then I think the best choice is Cassandra. I don't know what's her last name though, so I will just call her Cassandra of Sparta. So yeah, this may serve some readers because Odyssey is just that kind of game which turns AC fans deaf to the game. But hear me out, okay? As the canon protagonist of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Cassandra is one of the speediest marathon-based runners in the series. The fluidity of her speed is aided by her above-average height and her long, powerful legs. As a Spartan mercenary, Cassandra is able to traverse natural and urban environment with ease. In a long-distance sprint, she is able to cover great distances in a few long strides. Of all the protagonists I have played as in Assassin's Creed, she is amongst the fastest runners, sprinters, rivaled only by perhaps Edward Kenway in a straight sprint. Seriously, Edward is fucking fast. But Cassandra is able to sprint the distance from her rundown house in California to Marco's vineyard, which is a distance of 368 meters in half a minute. This places Cassandra's running speed at about the same as Bolt's, who runs around 28 miles per hour. At her quickest, Cassandra can sprint at 27.44 miles per hour in a 100-meter sprint. A Google search yields the average human running speed as being this figure, but clearly not everybody can run this fast. Now, because Cassandra is the tainted one, or you can say the hybrid of human Isu, and essentially a demigod, I would reckon that her running speed is potentially much higher than this figure. Let's consider her running speed at a 1000 meters for long distance baseline figure, assuming Cassandra keeps up her pace in a straight line and her baseline is 368 meters covered every 30 seconds. It would take her 1 minute and around 30 seconds to cover a distance of 1000 meters, and it's actually a distance of 1104 meters. I think it's quite logical. Assume that Cassandra is at the peak of human conditioning for her age and sex, but Cassandra is running at this pace without any real strain, so we can assume safely that she is capable of speeds faster than 28 miles per hour. So yeah, in this category, Cassandra is the fastest. Now, if I talk about the natural terrain, then I would say Connor. So Connor is one of those protagonists who has gained a love-hate reputation amongst AC fans. I personally like him though. So I know that Edward and Shay can also run on natural terrain with equal efficiency, but Connor is able to do with a good speed, which betrays his size. He is much bigger than Edward and Shay, taller than Edward but buffer than Shay, and still he is able to run this fast. It's hard to put a number on this since Connor's movement in natural terrain is less than his running speed and more about his agility and fluidity. Connor is the most agile free runner when it comes to natural terrain, and he's able to twist and contort his body much faster than anyone before or after him. Yes, even Arno, Jacob, Evie, Bayek, Cassandra can free run on tree branches, but with less fluidity and agility. I think for a base feat we can use for Connor's free running feat during the hunting sequence memory with his best friend. I cannot spell this guy's names and Google is not helping. In the free running segment, Connor free runs across a distance of which spans the width of a river and the river bank. He reaches the middle of the river in under 10 to 15 seconds before his friend yells for help. If he had kept on running at the speed he was moving, he'd have reached the other side at around 30 seconds marker. I don't know what the actual distance was, but we can say it was in the ballpark of 50 to 100 meters or so. However, note, this feat doesn't belay his running speed, just his free running speed. He is noticeably much slower while running due to his bulky physique. From his starting point, which involved ascending a tree and free running across some tree branches to get to the other side of the river, he was able to get the other side in 30 seconds or so. Connor's natural terrain transversal is 7 miles per hour. This doesn't sound impressive, but given Connor's bulk and the difficulty of traversal through trees, I think it's quite fast. fast. Connor is able to move faster while free running in natural terrain than the average human can walk. So I think that's very impressive. And if I look at the third category, which is the urban terrain, then I would say Arno. Arno is another protagonist which some AC fans have said that he's a Ezio clone. But Arno remains perhaps one of the greatest urban-based parkourists to ever be introduced in the series. As a runner, Arno is quite slow. In fact, even Connor would be faster in a race. However, as a parkourist, Arno is the quickest of foot. His ability to ascend and descend towering structures is incredible. He's able to scale Notre Dame in under 10 minutes, depending on player skill. The height of the Notre Dame is 226 feet or 69 meters, you can say. Let's assume that Arno is able to ideally scale Notre Dame in 2 to 3 minutes. It's important to remember that climbing speed is not equivalent to running speed. According to a speed distance calculator which assumes speed on a flat plane, Arno is climbing at the rate of 0.8 miles per hour, assuming it takes him 3 minutes. We can say that Arno is able to displace roughly 1 mile per hour at the rate he climbs. Considering how difficult it is to climb than it is to run, then Arno is pretty damn fast. If we assume the structure he scales is 100 meters and he ascends the structure in 5 minutes, which is possible given his skill, then Arno will climb at a rate of 0.7 miles per hour. This average ascending speed would be 0.75 miles per hour. I think that's very good. The average walking speed for humans is 3 to 4 miles, and depending on the height of the structure, Arno's speed will increase. I just assume 100 meters as the baseline feet. Arno's descending speed is of course quicker, but that's a no-brainer and is not worth the analysis. Okay, that's his climbing speed, but to be fair to Arno, I will consider his free running speed across a vertical axis. Across a distance of 100 meters, Arno is able to reach his destination 15 seconds or so, and since the action involves running and vaulting, it makes the feat very impressive. This places Arno's free running speed at nearly 15 miles per hour, and this is speedy indeed. It blows Connor feet out of the water. So yeah, that's my take on the character speeds under different categories. I think as a free runner, Arno is the quickest in the city, Connor is the quickest in the jungle, he is basically Tarzan, and Cassandra is the fastest at running. But what do you guys think? Who is the fastest speedster in all the assassins? Do comment down below, and if you agree with my opinion, comment down below that too, and if you don't, tell me who is the fastest in your opinion, and I will see you in the next one.